Hello and welcome to this beautiful video. I want to share with you something very, very important that has been elevating my life and supporting my life and bringing in health, wisdom, and elevating me into the space of calmer, happy vibrations within myself. Very recently, as a mother of two, that I'm at home all day with my two boys, and they have been pushing me to my limits, and I flip into this space of frustration, and I easily become very, very frustrated. And one day in January, beginning of 2022, just very recently, I went from frustrated into this space of rage. I was raging at my poor children. And afterwards, I felt really, really sad and disappointed about the way that I had treated them. And, it's very easy for us to blame ourselves and to kind of brush it away and not look at what's coming up. So I felt so strongly about how disappointed I was in myself for going into this rage, which is more than frustration. Not doesn't feel like a nice place to be, but there is this rage inside of me, and I wanted to learn more about it and how I can understand it more and use it as something to really move forward and elevate myself and those around me from this emotion that's coming up. So what I did was I looked up in my essential oil guidebooks, and there is this most incredible book called Emotions and Essential Oils. And if you are serious about working with essential oils in your life, in your home, and in elevating your emotional well-being, then this book has to be in your home. It's matter of fact, it's incredible. So I went to this book and I looked up anger, I looked at frustration, and the one oil that really stood out to me, there was a couple, but the one that really stood out to me was cardamom. And doTERRA do it in a 5 ml bottle. It's a really cute little bottle. And by Jingo, it has been sublimely supporting me through these moments where I would easily become very frustrated, and it could flip into that space of rage. So cardamom is the oil of objectivity, and it helps individuals regain this objectivity. So it helps to assist us with our self-control, and it really, really helps when the anger goes to the head and you feel hot-headed. And it's so wonderful when you feel like you're just losing control. You go beyond frustrated and go into losing control, and it really brings in this feeling of balance. It brings in a sense of clarity, and it helps in those moments where you are feeling angry and frustrated, whether it's at your children, whether it's railing at the world, your partner, whoever it may be. I'm sharing this because it has been such a huge help and had such a big impact on my day. What I do now every morning after I've done my workout, I come upstairs with the kids, we get dressed, brush our teeth, have showers, and while the boys are playing in their room after they've got dressed, I come into my office here and I put a squirt of coconut oil in my hand and a drop of cardamom and rub it there, inhale a few breaths, and then rub into my chest and onto my belly. And I recommend you place the oil wherever it is that when you get frustrated, you feel it in your body. So start to take notice of where it's showing up in your body and place the oil in that place. So yeah, it's really delivered me from this space of blaming others. And what I actually said to my nearly 5-year-old that day that I raged was, afterwards, I said, look, I'm really sorry that mummy raged like this and got angry. It's not your fault. It's because mummy's tired, and I had this angry emotion inside of me, and I'm just learning how to get better at seeing my emotions and feeling them and directing them in a way that doesn't come out at you. And maybe what mummy needs is a big pillow to shout into this cushion or pillow when she gets angry. And he giggled. And, you know, I think this is the shift that we are making in the times that we're living in, is the emotional intelligence that we can open up to in 2022 and share with our children, and create this clarity about emotions, and not let them just be holding it in that they've had to deal with mummy exploding like that. You know, the difference is, I've explained, and the cardamom oil really helps. You know, I can go into this bit of frustration, and then it can easily be soothed, and it brings me clarity. So once I've used the cardamom throughout the morning, most of the day, it supports me in staying clear and not ebbing over into that space of real anger. It could be a little bit of frustration, and I redirect it into really assisting myself in feeling calmer and more balanced during those moments. The other really big tool that helped me in this time, and it was Elena Brower who showed me. I've had this book a long time, and she mentioned that and directed us to chapter 12 in The Women Who Run with Wolves. And this was before I had frustration and anger coming out. And the first thing that I did, once I got that cardamom oil, I went to chapter 12 in here, and wow, resolution, and it brought this resolve inside of me. And it really helped me to understand a little bit about where that anger is coming from and how to direct it in a positive way in my life. So these two tools I offer to you, chapter 12 in here, and the daily practice of smothering yourself in cardamom. It is so supportive, and yeah, it's a very important practice, so we can elevate in these times that we're living in. You know, this is the time where everything we think, everything we feel, we need to be directing that into a space of health, of happiness, of well-being. And if we can start noticing our emotions and noticing our thoughts, and really start to support them on a deeper level, which is actually very, very simple, is just noticing in that moment. Take a moment, noticing what the emotion is, and supporting it. And then from that support, watch how your life just takes this huge, big breath of fresh air and light. It lets the light in. Your life becomes lighter, and the whole posture of your being becomes open and feels full of well-being and magnetism for life. So I thank you very much for listening, and I will see you very soon.